Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm excited for today's video. We are going to be doing the Project Panner tag that was created by Sarah Rose. I will have her channel linked up in the cards as well as down below, as well as her original Project Panner tag video. I feel like I'm a little late to the party on this. I feel like everyone has already kind of filmed their videos and a little late to the party, but that's okay. I love project panning and definitely wanted to do this tag and answer these questions. There are 10 questions all about project panning. So if you like project pans and you want to hear my answers to these questions, then stay tuned. First, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing before you go. I do post videos a minimum of 4 days a week. So if that's something that interests you, don't forget to subscribe before moving on. And other than that, let's just get into the video. I did just film my Partners in Cream project pan update. I'm not sure if this video will go up before or after that, but if you're seeing the exact same makeup and outfit, I do apologize, but I didn't feel like taking this off. I recently picked this up at Target and I'm obsessed with the neon pink, so I wasn't even gonna change my shirt slash sports bra for this. Okay, you guys, there are 10 questions. Like I said, the first question is, how long have you been project panning? And I would say that I've technically, if you're being really technical, my first project pan I did at the very tail end of 2017, but I basically was like, oh, this looks cool, this project panning thing, I'm gonna try it. And I believe I filmed a video about, it might have been November of 2017, and I thought I was gonna pan 17 products in literally a month and a half. I might be wrong on that, but I know I was doing some sort of project and then I just maybe tried it for a day and gave up. So if you want to consider my first legitimate project pan where I actually stuck with it, then I did do the 18 and 2018 project pan. So technically then that would be January of 2018. The second question is, what made you decide to start panning and what did you hope to get out of it? So I first came across this whole idea of project panning because I watched Lisa Stevens' channel and she would do project panning videos on her channel. And I remember the first video I watched of her updating on a project pan or starting a project pan, I was like, what is a project pan? So then I had to do a little bit more research, and then I was like, why in the heck would anyone ever want to use up their makeup? Why would anyone ever want to finish up a makeup product? I truly could not wrap my head around the fact that people wanted to finish makeup products. And then over time, I just enjoyed watching the videos, and I love Lisa's channel, so I would just watch any video that she posted. And over time, my makeup collection grew and I got a little bit more overwhelmed and a little bit more overwhelmed by my makeup collection. So finally I was like, maybe I actually want to try to finish up a makeup product. Maybe that'd be a good idea for me. So that is what originally started my panning journey, if you will, and what I hoped to get out of project panning. In the beginning, I think it was truly just to I feel like I was just feeling very overwhelmed by my makeup collection and I wanted to feel less overwhelmed. I didn't realize at that time that it took a long time to finish up makeup. I truly at that time believed I could finish a bronzer up within probably 3 weeks. I just didn't have any sort of connection to the amount of time it actually takes to finish up makeup. So in the beginning of my makeup panning journey, I truly just felt overwhelmed by my makeup collection and wanted to feel a little bit less overwhelmed and finish up products rather than declutter or whatever. I wanted to actually feel like I was using my own collection, if that makes sense. And over time, I've learned so much through project panning that maybe what I hope to gain out of each project is a little bit different now, but that is definitely what I hope to gain in the beginning. Question number 3 is, how do you like to structure your project pans? Short seasonal project pans, year-long rolling projects, or something else? So when I started project panning, I started with a year-long project pan, and I had no idea at that time how long it took to finish up makeup. And at that time, I was primarily using my project pan to finish up makeup products that I didn't really like or want in my collection anymore, which was just a disaster in and of itself, because if you pan products that you don't really like, you're not going to enjoy doing it. It wasn't until I started doing the roulette pan collab that I learned that I really do enjoy rolling style project pans, because it gives you not a sense of urgency, but it gives you a sense of excitement that, like, if you finish up a product or you hit your goal on a product, you get to start on another product. And I just love working on products, seeing how long it takes to hit pan, just like working towards a goal. I'm very competitive and I'm very goal oriented, so I just love working on new products, keeping it fun and fresh. So I am doing the 20 in 2020 project right now, but I did make that rolling style as well, just because I do prefer a rolling style project. Length of time doesn't really make a huge difference to me. I think I just like to do rolling style projects. Those are the most successful for me. Length of time isn't as important to me, especially if it is rolling, because I just get to keep rolling and rolling and rolling. It's really just about goals for me and working towards goals. So I do really like rolling style project pans. Next question is, what are your favorite ways to track your progress? So I have done every way to track progress except for weighing products. I've gone back and forth on whether or not I want to do that. And to me, even though I love project panning, I feel like I'm just not that serious of a panner that I care about like the weight difference, even though I know sometimes like truly that'd probably be a more motivating way for me on products like lipsticks where you barely see any movement. But right now, my favorite ways to track are through pictures and through like making markings on a product or measuring on like a piece of paper and doing tallies. I don't so much do recently, over the last like, I don't know, 6 months or a year, I have started to do some usage goals and tracked my usage on some products, which I do really like, especially for harder products to pan, like blush, some highlighters. It is nice to track the amount of times that you're using a product, because you can see like, holy smokes, like I can use a blush 200 times without hitting pan. So I like those 3 ways. I don't know if I will ever be the type of person who is going to weigh my products, but that's just me personally. But other than that, I do really like to tally, count, make markings, and take pictures. I do love to take pictures because you just see a lot of through the progression of pictures, and that can be really motivating because I feel like sometimes it feels like you're like, oh, like that dip has always been there, but then you'll look at pictures and you're like, oh my gosh, like that dip has grown significantly in the last couple months. Question number 5 is, what products have been the easiest for you to pan? Whew, that is a good one. I feel like primers, for the most part, I have an easy time panning, as well as foundation. Is there anything else I have an easy time panning? I'm like looking at my makeup collection. Primers and foundations would definitely be my number 1. I'm not going to count mascaras just because I like to use mascaras for like 4 months and then toss them. Is there anything else? Sometimes, like I would say like a face powder isn't that hard for me to pan. Mostly I would say primers and foundations. Question number 6 is, what are the hardest products for you to pan? I have never panned a blush, so blush for sure. I would also say not necessarily bronzer, because I wouldn't say bronzer. Blush for sure. Lip products, lipsticks, holy smokes, impossible for me to pan, I swear, or like finish up. Liquid lipsticks as well. Definitely lip products in general, and then blush would be like my 2 hardest. Bronzer, if I focus on it, I mean I can hit pan, and I've used up quite a few bronzers. I think I finished 3 bronzers last year. So I would say the hardest for sure are blush and lip products. Highlighters can be tough too, but again, if it's like a favorite highlighter of mine and I focus on it, I have hit some pan on highlighters. So I think I would just have to say, you know, blush and lipsticks. Final answer. Sometimes single shadows, just because I really suck at reaching for my single shadows as well. Question number 7 is, are there any types of products that you rarely or never put in a project pan? For me, I don't know if I ever have done like body products, and I don't do a ton of hair care products. As far as makeup is concerned, I try, unless it's like a random roulette style, I do try to limit the amount of blush that I have in a project to like 1 or 2 max. But other than that, what types of products do you rarely ever put in a project pan? Single shadows I try to like avoid from project pans, even though I do have one. Mascara I don't typically like to put in a project pan, just because, again, I usually just roll it out after 4 months. Eyebrow products I have rarely, if ever, put in a project pan. Yeah, I think that's it. Question number 8 is, do you pan skincare or body care or strictly makeup? I feel like I just kind of answered that question. I do, or I have done skincare project pans in the past. I was thinking if I should do, or thinking recently, if I should start another skincare project pan. However, skincare, I feel like I don't like to project pan anymore, just because I feel like I like to get into like a very consistent skincare routine and keep it consistent until I finish up a product. And I feel like I'm getting better about only replacing products within my skincare collection when I finish them. For example, if I have a vitamin C that I'm using and I finish that up, I check my backup skincare collection, like anything that I've accumulated, see if I have any vitamin C's throughout my backups, and if I don't, then I'll replace that. So I used to pan skincare, but really not really anymore. Body care, again, I don't think I've ever panned, maybe like 1 or 2 items here or there, but I really mostly keep it strictly makeup. Question number 9 is, what is your number 1 advice for a successful project pan? And my number 1 advice would be, and I just watched Alex do her video as well, and I feel like mine is kind of like in that same vein, but don't choose products that you don't like, because then you either won't be successful or you'll be miserable and you won't be happy with your makeup. This is something I learned when I did my first project in 2018. In 2019, I chose a lot of favorite products, but then I realized that once I finished those products, I was just going to replace them. So now I have chosen products to put in my project pans that I really like and enjoy, but likely would not replace, so that I'm using makeup that I like, but I'm also moving products out of my collection, and then I can obviously pair them with other like favorites at the same time. But I'm kind of moving towards that goal of getting products out of my collection, but not using products that I don't like either. So number 1 advice would be choose products that you at least like. Never choose a product that you don't like. Just probably declutter it. Right now, I feel like I'm fairly close to hate panning with one foundation, and it is miserable. So make sure you choose products that you like. And then question number 10 is, has panning affected your makeup purchasing habits? And if so, how? It definitely has. When I started project panning, I was definitely just buying makeup all the time and all the time and all the time. And I was getting to a place where I would be so excited about purchasing something, I would buy it and then I would literally not even use it because I was so overwhelmed by my makeup collection. So even though I still do bring a lot of makeup into my collection, it has definitely made me more aware of how quickly or slowly I go through products. So for blush, if I have 30 blushes in my collection, I have blush that is going to last me well past the day I die. Therefore, unless a blush feels truly unique, I probably really don't need that blush. So, I mean, yes, I brought some blushes into my collection. I probably don't need to purchase another blush ever again. So I would say I've slowed down on products like that. Bronzer as well. It takes me about a year to finish up a full-size bronzer. I love testing bronzers though, so that is tough. Eyeshadow, within the last like 6 months, I have realized that having 100 eyeshadow palettes makes me not able to reach for, if I have 100 eyeshadow palettes and I'm trying to cycle through everything, that means I'm using palettes that I probably don't like that much when I could be using a palette that I love, but I'm just trying to use everything. I recently posted like a quarterly palette usage. If you guys are interested in that, I will leave that linked for you. That really opened my eyes to how often I was using palettes that I love, which was barely at all because I was trying to use every palette that I have in my collection. So it has made me not want to buy as many palettes. I would say overall, project panning has slowed down my makeup habits somewhat, and definitely made me stop purchasing things just to purchase, or just to be like, oh, like maybe I can do a video on this, but it's not even something really that I think fits into like my makeup needs, wants, or preferences. So it definitely has changed my buying habits. Trust me, I still love to buy makeup, and at my core probably shop way too much in quite a few areas of life, but project panning has definitely made me more conscientious when I'm making a purchase as well. Like if I get up to the Sephora counter, or if I'm building a Sephora cart and I have 5 blushes in my cart, I'm like, no, girlfriend, like let's choose one today and then see where we're at. So I feel like I'm just rambling on at this point. It has definitely changed my makeup purchasing habits. I still buy a lot of makeup because I just have a problem. Anyway, you guys, I hope I can make some sense of the answers that I just gave. It's not that early in the morning. I mean, it's like 8:30, but again, I film in the morning before I talk to anyone, so I feel like I just ramble on. I hope that you guys enjoyed my answers to these questions. Leave me a comment down below. Let me know your answers to some of these questions, all of these questions. I would love to hear from you guys. Other than that, thank you so much for sticking around to watch today's video and supporting my channel, and I will catch you in my next one. Bye.